Nowhere near that keeper. You never flew, did you? Do it. What are you doing? Go on, Sammy! Okay, it's going the other way. He's coming for you! Yes! You haven't got a clue, keeper. Not a clue. Hey, taking each other. Well done, Sammy. Well, Sam. Take it. Good, Sam. Attack! Come on!
went out to see.
Yeah. Oh.
I've got a spare bedroom. The wife can sleep in the room.
Go on! Come on! Oh! The importance of having people on posts, eh?
Yep.
Sit on. Hey! Impact man. Impact. Love it, love it, love it. Oh. Keeper is a bit wobbly, isn't it? The attacker gets in front and heads it out of your hand before it gets there. Then you know you're in the wrong a bit. Oi, oi, oi. Oh! Go!
That's bad timing.
Well, no, it's not going in, so it's fine.
Oh, it's looping, keeper.
Yes! Get in there! Timmy!
Later, mate, later.
Here's number 2.
Go on.
Oh, that's not that
Not as good as Tim. In pre-season, and like, oh, we've got to try this.
Yes! Go on! Ah!
No. Don't even fucking.
What? Oh, yeah! Right in front of you, prick! You prick!
But,
Go on, go on! Go on, go on, Eddie! Oh! Yes! He ain't gonna get much screen time, is he? Come on, chase it! Please tell me. So you got his. Yes! Oh! So you got his second.
1, 2, 3, go.
Terry, point gained or a point dropped?
You can look at it both ways, really. Haven't been 1-0 down, I suppose you could say it's a point gain, but I felt once we got back to 1-1, there's only one team going to win the game, so possibly a bit of both, really.
Were you pleased with how we reacted after we went a goal down?
I was pleased with how we reacted again, but I'm getting a bit fed up with going a goal down, if I'm honest. It just seems that, you know, we start games okay, and then just one sloppy bit of play seems to give the other team a chance, and it seems to be gleefully accepted at the moment.
I think in the PA box, I mean, the stats will show that shots on target
Again,
for us was a lot more.
Yeah. But, you know, I can't keep churning out that same old thing about us creating chances, and soon we're going to bury somebody because we've got to start doing it.
Overall, I mean, we've spoken to some of the players today in interviews, and they're very, very confident that at the end of the season we'll be up there in contention. Do you share that view?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got every confidence in the group of players that I've got at the moment. They're doing what I'm asking of them, and you know, you can make of statistics of what you will, but you know, having lost those 3 games, I then said, you know, we've got to go on a little bit of a run now. And we're 3 unbeaten, we've won 2 and drawn 1. Another game Monday. If we can get a win there, then you know, we're sort of right back in amongst it.
Well, that's important, isn't it, for confidence? It's just building up.
Confidence breeds from winning games and to a certain extent not losing games, because you know, 3 games unbeaten, then all of a sudden can become 6, and then you're looking and you're thinking, right, well, we're not going to lose now. But if we do trip ourselves up on Monday night, we've got to react to it, and you know, it's how you react to losses or a loss even.
Have you any sort of, obviously Monday night, Merston, they're playing very well at the moment.
Yeah.
How will you approach that game?
Well, first of all, I'll have to find out who's fit and who's not. Frank is struggling, he's got quite a bad twinge in his lower back. Then we'll just see how they are when they come in, and I'll source a team from that.
Kenny's back, how good is that?
Yeah, it's very good. Obviously it took him a little while to get going today, but he'll be a valuable asset for us, because he's different to what we've got. We're running behind, whereas both of our forwards at the moment are quite happy to have the ball with their back to goal. Kenny's, you know, a real stretch team, so we just need to get him up to speed and fit, and then he'll be fine.
Terry, thanks very much.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Okay, Tim, special goal today?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was quite good technique, good strike, good goal. Need to step me up top, I think. Win a few more games that way.
Yeah? How did you think the whole game panned out?
We knew at the start that they like to play football because Vince is their coach. They play the right way. We knew if we pressed them, we could nick it off them. And we thought we'd be without the ball for long periods, but it turned out that I thought we was on top when they scored. I give away a penalty, got the wrong side of him, he got underneath my feet, one of them. But I think all in all, we played really well and probably deserved to win it.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, a couple of weeks ago we'd had those 3 games where we didn't seem to turn up and we lost all 3. Seems to be building the confidence again now.
That's it. We just need to put a few wins together, and then the goals will start coming, and how we're playing reflecting results. Because I don't think we're doing that bad. And even though it was doom and gloom a few weeks ago, I'm sitting there thinking it's early in the season. It's a new team. We're not playing that bad. 1 and 2 of the games were terrible, but we're rhyming South footballers. Sometimes you just don't turn up. That's how it is. But I've got no doubt that we'll be out there challenging come the end of the season. Start getting a few more wins under the belt.
Well, I'm sure, you know, everybody is absolutely thrilled that you scored today. What a goal to score, and thank you very much, Tim.
On my birthday as well.
On your birthday?
Well, birthday Monday, going to celebrate tonight.
I won't sing happy birthday because
Nah, it's alright.
the ground will empty, but thanks ever so much,
23
Tim.
again, mate.
We're with Kenny Pogue after the Worthing game, 1-1 draw. Kenny, first of all, welcome back.
Cheers, mate.
Good to be back.
It is. Obviously, things happen pre-season. That things got said. Maybe let things get to my head. Tried it elsewhere. Didn't like it. Wanted to come home. Managed to talk to the gaffer. Put something together, and luckily, we made the deal where we can come back. And all I want to do is get my head down and work for the team, and hopefully, you know, we can push on this year and get where we need to be.
Yeah, because I mean, we met a few weeks ago, as you know, and you were worried about getting into the team. And, I mean, I personally think there's plenty of options there. Do you sort of feel that?
Yeah, no, as I say, it's a good thing. Especially in this league, you need sort of 3, 4, sometimes even 5 strikers. You know, as you've seen today, a couple of people have got off injured. We need options. We need to bolster our squad. That's fair enough. Like I say, there's just certain things that got said that maybe went a bit beyond that I thought was true. It turned out they weren't true. It just, I don't know. I mean, last year it was an up and down season for me. Too many inconsistent games for my liking. Played well some games, didn't play well others, and overall, just this year, just think I don't think I've got a point to prove. I just want to come back and make sure this is my home at the end of the day. I mean, I've been here, got over 100 appearances. Just want to play for the club and the fans, and you don't get much better in this league, to be fair.
And talking to the fans, I mean, obviously you're in the zone when you go out there. You must have heard that reception.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was brilliant today. It could have gone either way. Do you know what I mean? Like, a few people might have had it in me because I left and think you got to come back now, and you're right. So, but I think to be fair to Hastings, the fans have always been brilliant, especially to me as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's half the reason what makes this club. Do you know what I mean? The fans and people around it, all nice people, and they turn in, week out. Do you know what I mean? So to be fair, it would be nice to start putting in some goals and a few shifts for the fans, for the club, for the gaffer. But yeah, like you say, you can't knock the fans in Hastings United. It's absolutely brilliant.
And it won't be long before you knock something. I know that.
Well, that's it. Let's hope we can get off the mark sooner rather than later, and hopefully they'll come flying in. Yeah.
And today's game. I personally thought Worthing were quite a tough opposition. What was your view on the game?
Yeah, I mean, don't get wrong, sitting on the bench, watching the game, you know, there was a few chances on other days, everyone took them. Again, it just weren't sort of to be. But it seemed that when I come on, I thought maybe the game would have been stretched a little bit. But it weren't sort of, it sort of slacked out a little bit. It was just a bit sloppy from maybe either side. So there weren't nothing really. We had a few clear-cut chances, put them away, you win in the game 3 or 4-1. Like you say, it's just football, don't it? Some games it goes for you, some games it don't.
And the goal came from, and unlike, I mean,
I don't know what he's doing up there, to be fair to you. But, no, we've all given
normally
him a bit
we're
of
picking it out of Elphinstone Road.
Yeah, that's it, mate. We've all told him that, and all he knows is that he knows he shouldn't have been there in the first place. But to be fair to Timmy, you can't take that away from him. You know what I mean? He's kept his eye on it, and he's caught it sweet enough, and it's a great finish, you know. And to be fair, 1-1. possibly a fair result. I mean, if we'd have lost that 1-0 today, again, it'd have been the same thing. Played, got the chances, didn't take them, lost 1-0. Do you know what I mean? So overall, I think we deserved that.
And finally, for the season, do you see us up there at the top?
To be honest, I wouldn't have come back, mate, if I thought we were just going to plod along. I think this is the club to be at this season. With what Terry's done over the summer's unreal. I mean, you just sit in that change room and look about, and not being funny, it's going to be hard to get on that pitch from any position. So to be fair to the club and everyone else involved, if we're not up there top sort of 2, 3, then maybe we're doing something wrong as players. Because the quality is definitely there. It's just attitude.
Well, thanks for your time, Kenny, and welcome back to the club.
Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
Richard, hard game today, do you think?
Yeah, very tough, very tough. We got told before the game that they were a very, very tough team that liked to pass the ball around. And to be fair, although we didn't get the result we quite wanted, I think we played relatively well. I think we probably passed them off the park in the first half. We didn't really take our chances, but then, I mean, Frankie and Addy, I thought played very well. They're there for the chances. Eventually, they'll start scoring a few, and they'll go in, and then we'll start beating teams like that.
Okay, you've been here now, half dozen games. How are you settling in?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel like my fitness is starting to build up a little bit now, so I'm starting to be able to do a little bit more on the ball and getting forward, and just little things like that takes me a little while to get into now. Now I'm getting a bit older, so to speak. But I think as a team, I think the first game we looked very good. I think we were quite solid when we got an early goal and we've kept the lead. Since then, I think we've kind of almost taken our foot off the gas a little bit. The performances have dropped a tiny bit, and we're all pretty frustrated. The last 3 games we haven't lost, so that's what we're looking to build on. I think the performances in the last 3 games as a team's been good, a lot better. Again, we just need to score some goals, and then I think we'll be kicking on. Now the team's starting to gel a little bit.
Yeah, and it's important not to dwell on the past, but if just briefly flicking back to those 3 games, do you think it was a communication, a confidence issue, or?
No, I don't know. I mean, if you could put your finger on that, then we wouldn't be in the situation we're in, would we? We would have won them 3 games, and we wouldn't have had a problem. But I think it's just when you go through tough times, you've got to stick together as a team. You've got to stick together. You've got to believe in your teammates, knowing eventually if we're good enough, on paper we've probably got the best team in the league. That will turn around. If we keep playing well, if we keep playing like we did today, we'll start scoring the goals and we'll start flying up the league. It's just about believing as a team.
And I think that belief was quite evident last week, for example, at Eastbourne. When at 2-0 down, we didn't look as if anything was going to happen.
Yeah, we showed loads of character last week. We gave away again 2 silly goals, and we bounced back absolutely fantastically. Scored a couple of great goals. I thought Tass the last 2 games since he's come in, he's looked very good. He's looked dangerous, put some great balls in, and I think from that we've got some good performances.
Merston Monday night then, they're on good form as well.
It's going to be a very tough game. But then the same as Worthing today. They're on a good run, like to pass the ball around. So it's going to be a very physical test. But I think we're up for it. We're raring to go, especially after a draw today. A little bit frustrating, but I think we could put that right on Monday.
What do you make of the support here? Because obviously you're used to playing in bigger stadiums than this, it's fair to say.
Well, no, it's absolutely fantastic. I've spoken to a few of my mates that were here before, like Addy, Sam Adams, I knew before, and they've said that the support the whole time has been absolutely fantastic. And it has to be fair out there. When a few things happen in the game, when someone gets across and we get a shot off, you can hear the crowd starting to get on our backs and that, trying to help us, which is absolutely fantastic, which is what you want. So they've been great. Obviously, you know they're frustrated when we don't win games. Their supporters, they pay their money, they come and watch. They're entitled to be how they want to be, which we've got to respect and we've got to take on the chin. But when we put in good performances like we did today, unfortunately we didn't win. They get behind us like they did, which is good.
So, final question, which I've asked everyone today: do you see us up there at the end of the season?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like I said, it seems now that we've gelled a lot more. We just got to start putting a few goals away. It doesn't just come from the strikers; it comes from the midfielders scoring, the wide players getting their balls in. It's a team game. The centre half scoring a few goals. If we all chip in, I know things will change round and we'll start flying up the league.
And Timmy Olorunda's a rarity for him.
I've never seen Tim score an overhead in my whole life, but I think that's a textbook one. What technique? He's showing great technique there. Reminds me of Yaya Toure sometimes, Timmy, when he strides forward with the ball. His technique's brilliant.
Yeah, he says he wants to be up front every game. Do you think that's...
I think him and Ad up front might be a bit of a force, mightn't they?
Might be a bit of a handful.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a handful, but no, Tim's one of them players that could just fit in anywhere. He's comfortable playing up top. He can go centre mid like he showed at the start of the season, and he's dropped in centre half, and he's just as comfortable there. So it's good to have them utility players that can do that job.
Well, a very belated welcome to Hastings United.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Time.
It's a pleasure.
Sean, today's performance, do you think that was a point lost, or do you think? 2 points lost or a point gain?
It always is at home. You've always got to look at it as 2 points dropped. I think they only had one chance, which was the penalty. Josh didn't really have any saves to make, and especially first half, towards the end, we created a fair few chances again. 2 one-on-ones in the second half. You've got to take them. And if you take them chances, I think we would have gone on to win the game, because they didn't. Although they had a lot of the ball, they didn't really threaten us.
And I think we've said this quite a few games. You know, we've had the chances. Eventually, do you think they're going to start converting and, you know, one day they're going to hammer somebody?
I hope so. It just seems, you know, we're making silly mistakes defensively, and every time we make a silly mistake, we're getting punished. We're having to work hard to create chances, and we're not taking them. And I think over the course of the season, if we'd taken all of our chances, we would have won the majority of our games. Probably take away the Chipstick game, which was probably our poorest performance. I think all the other games, we've had enough chances in there to win it. But if you want to win the league and if you want to get out of the league, you've got to take your chances.
Defensively, obviously, you know, the first game away at Bolton Casuals looked very solid. Then we drew here, and then there were a few games where it seemed a little bit flaky, if you like. Do you think that was a confidence issue or communication, or just?
It's just getting to know each other. You know, you've got to remember, you know, it's a brand new back four. You know, it's only Sam Crutwell that was here last year. So there's 3 other defenders that have been brought in. Yes, we've had pre-season together. Yes, we've played a few games together now. But it still takes time, because it's not just a back four. It's getting used to the people in front of you and everybody getting to know each other's jobs inside out. And sometimes that takes a couple of months, you know, because you can get a fair feel for it pre-season, but it's not at full pace. It's not full tempo, and it can be a little bit false pre-season games. And we'll be all right, you know. Kingy's a good lad. Kingy a get back in. No worries about that. But it's just going to take a little bit of time. It might take another 3-4 games. It might take a bit longer, but we will get there. And when we get there, then we'll be keeping more clean sheets, and hopefully we'll be taking our chances by then. But it will click.
I mean, it's interesting what you say about getting to know each other, because I've always said, you know, the first 8 to 10 games.
Go on, start again.
You got the thoughts button?
I'll cut that bit out, don't worry.
It's the bird.
Talking about the back four getting to know each other, I mean, supporters obviously sit there and analyse, and there are those that have said, you know, you and Jamal, the back four with Timmy in front of you. Do you specifically have an idea in your head how that formation should be, or is it a case of
that's
whoever's
down to the manager.
there, I'll play with?
That's down to the manager. You know, nobody's guaranteed their place. Nothing's set in stone. And if I have a couple of poor games, then I expect to be taken out, and Jamal will probably come in to play with Timmy. So everyone's on their toes, and it's up to the boss to pick what side he thinks best and what back four he thinks is best. We just go out there, do our jobs, try and do as what we're told. And if we cut the silly mistakes out, which we've been making week in, week out, because I don't think there's one team that's scored past us yet where it hasn't come from a mistake from us. And even today included with a penalty. But it'll get there, we'll click, and when we do, then we're going to be mean, and we won't be conceding goals, and we'll certainly be winning more than what we lose.
I think it could be shades of, because you were in the team, you were captain of the team that went up through the playoff finals in Tooting back in 2007.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a case of that? You know, because that season we had a very poor first few games, and then built, didn't we?
I know it's frustrating for supporters, because obviously they want to be winning the game straight from the off, and it's frustrating for the players as well. We're not going into the change room and laughing afterwards. You know, we're trying to work harder, and we're trying to work to put it right, but it doesn't work overnight. It doesn't just happen just like that, and you've got to keep sticking at it. And you know, it's a long old season, and normally just after Christmas is when you start to get an idea of who's who and who's going to be there or thereabouts. Not before Christmas, and you always get a couple of sides that make a late surge for it as such. But I'll say we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. Come Christmas time, I expect us to be there or thereabouts, and everyone will be happy. Yep.
Okay, final question. Timmy Olorunda said earlier in an interview that he thinks he should now be up front after that goal today. What do you reckon?
That's the trouble with Tim. So he thinks he can play anywhere. He's luring to himself sometimes. He believes that he can play left wing back as well, even though he's only got his left foot for standing on. But unfortunately, that's Tim. You know, we probably won't see him score another one now for a year, but you know, he still thinks he should be up front.
Sean, a belated welcome back to the club, and thank